Louis XIV, born and raised in France, 1638, king of France at age 4, but he couldn't rule the states because his mom controlled his fate.
During his reign, France was so super powerful that other nations cowered and were so super sorrowful. 10 years later, in 1648, when his mother Anne of Austria controlled his fate, many civil wars broke out, known as the Fronde, but they ended when Louis became the king of France. As a young boy, it was his mother Anne, but the power mostly landed in the cardinal's hands. The Cardinal Mazarin was a kind of mean man. He maneuvered and controlled Louis and Anne in France.
The royal princes were his greatest danger, so he kicked them out from the royal council, gaining control over the ministers and secretaries, so he could become an absolute monarch.
Louis loved being rich. He had so much money that he moved the royal court to Versailles to find authority. His palace was so beautiful, everyone wanted it. Nobles came in and out just for the fun of it.
Taking 20 years to build and costing a whole lot of livres, Versailles had 700 rooms, one being the Hall of Mirrors. After the construction of Versailles, Louis kept on building. His love for spending money did not die, but this time he did it with a purpose in mind. He built a navy, merchant marines, and some police for France, as if the country was at no expense. He built canals and ports for the water to run, and all he thought was, this is so much fun.
France was in debt, owing a lot of cash. Maybe Louis shouldn't have spent all his booty. Poor little Louis was in deep, deep duty.
But that didn't stop Louis XIV, for he had no problem messing with the economy. Although Louis had a lot of power, that didn't stop him, for he was not one to cower. In the War of Devolution, 67 to 78, Louis happened to not be so great. He fought against the Dutch, but he didn't get much. During 1672 to 1674, Louis tried to stop the trade in the Third Anglo-Dutch War.
Louis wanted all of France to follow his rule. He did so by making sure everyone was Catholic. In 1685, he revoked the Edict of Nantes, which initially tolerated all religions. Louis began to persecute the Protestants. People were slowly starting to hate him.
The War of Grand Alliance, 1809 to 97, when his plans were blocked by an alliance led by England. In this fight against England, Louis happened to win, and he got more land than he could ever imagine. In 1701, during the Spanish Succession, Louis got the throne's possession for his grandson. This war drained the absolute monarchy, as his grandson now took the authority.
In 1713, 11 years later, a treaty was established known as the Peace of Utrecht, a series of treaties between France and other Euro powers. This treaty left France and Great Britain as the two most powerful nations in Europe. In 1715, the Sun King passed away. I am the state, he could no longer say. It was because of Louis that France became so powerful, though he was inconsiderate and didn't care for sorrowful.
France's debt was super bad under Louis's power. The citizens thought that this was totally lame. The French Revolution now began to climb, and for France's downfall, Louis was all to blame. Yeah, Louis the 14th. XIV.
XIV, yo!